We all want to be happy, right? And we believe that by chasing the markers of success like money, fame, good looks, whatever, will get us there. But I don't believe that to be true. Not because I have it all more and more in abundance, but I believe that I'm a happy person today and I'm very content with what I have where I'm at. And I was speaking to these two girls just a little bit ago, and they really inspired me to share with you what I learned from this conversation. So, what I discovered in this conversation was, first of all, those two girls are very nice and very polite. They are very driven, and they are doing their best to take what their parents have given them to move it towards success. But I think there's a paradox that is not being discovered yet, because while I can totally see that these girls are like on in my book very successful. The one is I think 23, is finishing university, going abroad. The other girl is 16 and gonna do the same, just in a different country. Their parents are successful enough to raise these two elegant women to go into life and to the world and to bring more joy towards themselves and others. And I don't think that there's a greater success than that. I mean, if you, first of all, for the parents, you've made it, guys. You've made it. Girls, if you see this video, you can show it to your parents. Guys, you've made it. These two women are very respectful, they are very polite, they are well educated, and they're very modest. And for you girls, I told you this before, and I think it's good to start it off with that everything you believe that you see in me, it's just a reflection of you. And I'm so glad that I met you guys because I know this, how it was when I was trying my best to get by and when I try to get good grades, to have a good education, to learn, to live life, to build my body up, to nourish my soul with books, literature, scriptures, religion, spirituality, and all the rest. But when you're doing it from a lack of, with a scarcity mindset, trying to going somewhere, trying to get to somewhere, it sounds good and it's how we are taught, right? Because we need like that's this lack to move forward. But I believe it's not true. It's in my book, it's not true at all. I have friends who are like a lot more successful than I am because it's easy to imagine, right? But um, I have very successful people who got a lot of money, girls, looks, whatever you want. But still, some of them are very happy and built a life that's worth sharing and living. And others are just pressing themselves through, I don't know, to a very painful journey on a daily basis. And from the outside, it looks the same. It's just the one ages a lot faster and the other enjoy life. And this is what I've seen in these girls, that they're like, they feel like this drive in them towards success and towards doing stuff. But at the same time, I don't believe you need it. Because if I'm not saying that you shouldn't have it, because obviously we're going to work with what we have. But what I'm saying is, what you could do is have some great like gratitude, not only towards what you have and towards your parents, because that's what we've been told as Asians, right? Be grateful for your parents. Sure, I am grateful, but they also born me and have the responsibility to take care of me and to have helped me thrive. But yeah, I am grateful for my mom, my dad, my many dads. But I think if you could be able to shift the paradigm and dissolve the paradox of needing to acknowledging what you are doing on a daily basis, to see yourself moving forward with what you have at the time being and what you are doing with it, the time you put in, not the effort particularly, but also the effort, but the time you put in focus and deliberate work towards a future that's going to be brighter, not only for you, but also your parents and your entire surrounding. You will still do the same on a daily basis because that's what your logic demands and what's good for you. But you're going to do it with a source of energy that's just different. Instead of pushing yourself through the days, you would be looking forward to the day, you know? I used to believe like that. Let's see, let's take this content creation stuff as an example. I used to believe that I need to create content for people to discover me to so I can be able to speak with them and help them through the process. But at the same time, it was so difficult for me to perform in front of a camera because that's what it was, performing. But I'm no actor. I can't perform it. But what I can do is I can shift my mind towards, instead of content creation, I can shift my mind towards sharing a story like I just did. This is just me sharing what I just lived through a few minutes ago with you guys, with the learning I have derived from the conversation, the inspiration I've gotten. And this is something that's self motivating, it's self sustaining. Instead of trying to perform to get people to listen to you for whatever reason and have that come from lack and drive and a lot of resistance, it was so difficult for me back in the days to speak to you guys and look in the mirror. But today, I feel like I'm here because I really genuinely want to connect and I want to share my stories. And I have basically nobody to tell it to because most people who are surrounding me don't have this life or at least not this much time. But some of them do. But either way, if I focus and I want to share this as many people as I want to, I can share it just with you. And everybody who has the time and wants to put in the effort to know themselves, to acknowledge themselves, to consider a different perspective can have it. And I believe that there's a great quote that's coming up right now. That is, what do you think who would walk further? The man who likes the idea of the destination that he projects, or the man who's like walking, right? The one who's enjoying the walk, the journey along the way, the people you meet, the things to acquire along the way, is different than someone who's trying to collect stuff, trying to get somewhere, right? And I believe that's the same for life. The only thing you can do to win in life, I believe, is to enjoy playing life, right? And I was so great. Like, I am still very grateful for our conversation. And this is my tribute that I want to share with you guys. That, sure, as long as you can move forward, use what you have, use the drive you have. If it's hate, use it. If it's envy, go for it. If it's lack of, if you have to, do it. But when you got enough time to reflect and to maybe breathe in a little bit, and within your breath, can catch yourself thinking that, and also see yourself for what you've been doing every day for months, years, maybe you can find peace in your heart knowing that you are a person that is doing it on a daily basis. And that's the best you can do on a daily basis. And if that's what you do, I believe you're successful. In my book, you are. So, what do you think? Feel free to connect in the comment section below. And girls, if you're seeing this, thank you for sharing your thoughts and being vulnerable with me. It was very, very liberating for me too. See ya.